Hey YouTube, Lady Bloom here, chilling in Tallahassee at Marcus's house, and this water looks really good, so I'm gonna drink some. Okay, anyways, today we are going to talk about decisions and how they affect the uprising, if you will, or the journey of your inner goddess. There's a lizard outside. It's like in our patio. Hope it doesn't get in here. That shit would be wild. Anyways, so I want to talk about first the importance of decisions. Everything we do, everything we feel, every reaction that we have is based on a really fast-paced, an extremely fast decision-making process. There we go. And what that means is when somebody transgresses against you, or somebody says something that just does not give you life, like, oh my gosh, you didn't even have to say this to me, you didn't even have to treat me this way, you didn't even have to do what you did, but you just wanted to bring really low vibes into my world. Bitch, what? Stop. It's important to decide how you're going to, one, react, but also how you're going to handle the situation in a way that doesn't make you or force you to lose the peace or the positive establishment that you established in the beginning of your day. It all comes down to like what it is you want, how it is you feel, and what's most productive for you. A perfect example, there is a certain situation I had to deal with at work, dealing with another person, and this person is just like so negative. It's like I don't think I've ever seen her smile or laugh for any other reason but to either bash somebody or like just talk about how negative and petty she is. Like, it's so crazy. She chooses every day to be that way, even though like she comes into other people's like space or into other people's peace, or tries to. That's her choice. You know, I can't judge her for that. I can't hold that against her. I just have to understand, okay, well, this is who she is. I don't have a problem with her because of that. I choose not to deal with her. I choose not to indulge or engage when she is showing out or like having an episode or whatever. When I decide with intention, based off of my will to maintain peace and happiness and like positivity, when I decided to make decisions like that, when I decided to consult with myself in moments like that, or in any moment really, like, it really does create a completely different road for your life, a completely different path. This lizard is really creeping me out. Like, it's big, it's moving, and it's doing a lot. Mr. Lizard, what it is. The next important thing when making our decisions is making sure that we are not feeding into our emotions. Like, we go through a huge range of emotions, like every second. Our mind, our hearts, you know, if they're in tune, like they're just going back and forth, they're conversing, they're interacting, they're exchanging positivity between each other. Sometimes they aren't communicating so positively, you know, sometimes they're very much out of sync. Sometimes they're like erratic, sometimes they're, you know, they have their own episodes, the mind and the heart. So every like polarity in life, you have to remember that, like, just like it gets along with its opposite, like it also disagrees with this opposite. Balance. The lucky Libra transcends. We have to make sure that we don't act emotionally. You know, we can't be like so reactionary when making decisions, because again, Our goal is to do what is most productive and efficient in sustaining our peace and our happiness and what's growing our inner selves. The third thing for me is to have faith that the universe is going to guide you where you need to be, but your job is to trust your intuition and trust yourself. Only you will know or feel or become psychic about what's going to happen in your own life. That's not something I can say, hey, what's your gut telling you, so I can tell you if it's right. No, only you know what your gut's saying. You're the only one that can feel that shit. You feel me? Like, my goal in life is to make like the most optimal decisions for my spirit. I want you, I want me, I want the world, I want the globe, the universe to be always in a state of optimal decision making, because you decide if you're going to be happy. You decide if you're going to be impulsive or strong and focused. You decide, how you're going to start your day. Am I going to do the routine that makes me happy? Am I going to establish a routine that gets me up in the morning and gets me excited about the day? Or am I going to choose to, just ooze out of bed and half-ass everything and be like, fuck this shit, life? No. What you and I and we want to do is grow to our highest selves, maintain the power that we do when we are our highest self, transcend the confines of time. We can't do that if we're not making good decisions, healthy decisions that are feeding our spirits instead of draining them and taking from them, because so often we take from ourselves. That's 3 things. But the 4th thing, if I must go on, to say is to be patient and don't rush. That's another thing. Don't feel like you have to make a decision before you are ready. You have a deadline? Okay, I have a deadline. I can either decide right now, do that, and keep working on it until I'm happy with it, or I kind of meditate on it, take a second, maybe take a day. If you have a week and how long it's going to take you to work on that, make sure you take at least a day or 2 to really make sure that you're going to be happy with, that you have mentally developed and you have sustained passion for this decision that you're going to make. Because you don't want to work on a project or do something that is going to require your time, your precious time, your most valuable possession. You do not want to waste that on anything you don't want to do or don't need to do, or anything that's not going to sustain you. And I'm not saying only do the things you want to do. No, you have to survive, you have to be responsible, you still have to do all those things that life forces us to maintain.